What's up, everybody? I'm Noah coming at you with another one. I had a request to have a look at a few energy stocks. Number one being Baytex Energy, and the next one, Gear Energy, and Tamarack Valley Energy. I don't know any of these assets, so I'm not going to tell you anything about them. I'll just maybe have a look at the chart and see what we've got. So right from the beginning, this is the 350-day times 2 moving average. So this is our 350 tunnel that we use for the Bitcoin price analysis. And you can see how we've moved above the 1.618 and are meeting resistance on the 350. And if we look at the other, if I do that, you can kind of see they're all following roughly the same pattern. They're all reaching roughly the 350. So makes you wonder if the institutions are all, if they all have the same target in mind for flipping. And they're all like, what's the trend? The trend is up. The trend is up. The trend is up. And if we look at other metrics, let's see. Obviously, green candles because the APO and MACD are to the upside above the zero cross, which is good. Money flow index and RSI is high. So some would argue that this means oversold. Others would say that this is the general health, right? If the money flow index is high, that means it's money going in. But every time we top out, there is a reversal. However, the reversal seems to be higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And now we're just kind of getting a bit on the parabolic side on the 4 hour. GXE kind of doing the same thing, but it looks a bit quieter. And it's pulled. Money flow index has left a fair bit, and that is definitely a resistance point. And it looks like we're heading into states of consolidation. Could be that we find support on the 1618 because we did find resistance off that, right? TVE, roughly the same thing. We've had a topping effect. We see money flow index pointing up, and yet RSI is pointing down. So the health of the stock buying is dropping, and the money flow index is either topping out or continuing to buy in. So I'm thinking this signal right here is telling me one more resistance bounce up here before we come down and find support. Now, the 1618 is much higher support wise. I would say support's down around here. Actually, if we look left, we can see that. Let's just put a price line. Yeah, we're just below this guy right here. And where is that? I think the support level seems to be around the 216, right about there, if we continue to the upside. So all three seem to be resonating the same way. We'll go to the rabbit hole indicator. Oops, that's not what I want. We'll go here and we'll just punch up the 200 EMA and the 50 for less noise, and potential intersection and bounce of the 50. So you can see how if you were to draw a line with an arrow, I think that's where our triangle is going to be as the 50 comes up. It's rounding off because we're going down. But as we go sideways a bit more, it'll kind of table off, and it looks like $2.04 might be the potential. We can see that this tried here at 211. Probably an okay entry too, but I'd be happier around the $2 range. And I believe I said 204, so let's go for. And consolidation, APO and MACD above the zero cross, obviously, green candles. And it could be that we curl soon. On the daily, this could be a midpoint and then a move to the upside. So we're above 50% or 50 on the RSI. And we're close to bounce territory, but I don't know. I think this is going to consolidate a little bit lower around the $2 range. So that's TVE. Back to gear. Same thing. Dang it. Go down to the 50 and the 200, and I bet you dollars to donuts. Yeah, we're a bit high here, but that intersection is going to be happening as well. Big sell signal here. So gear might be a little late in coming back down to find support. So it could be TVE might be the first entry coming up soon in the future. APO and MACD is higher though, so it does show a little bit more health. It could be more sideways than a pullback, and the 50 is steeper, so it could be a higher intersection for GXE. And then Baytex. Baytex is I'm just looking daily, and we were on the half day here, so we got to be doing the same thing here, daily. Baytex, I guess, might be the most well-known. At least that's the one that jumps out at me with regards to requests a lot. So I'm assuming this is the most popular. Don't know market cap or anything like that. And I'm not going to look so I can keep the video short. Okay, so we'll also put on the 50 and 200, and yep, same thing. Now Baytex is a little bit lower. It's sitting on the 1618, so the potential to move to the upside on the daily is higher, I guess. Golden cross of the 200 and the 350, that's a good sign. The 111 curling up, obviously, because the 50 is as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost they almost look cookie cut to each other. You look left, they broke through, and they're heading to a support line, right? So that we broke through the resistance and we're trying to find support. Did we do the same thing here? This one's a bit more angular, but right about there. I would even argue maybe a little higher. So we broke through resistance and we're going to try and find support. Baytex, probably the same thing. Where are we right? About there, I think. And we broke through resistance and we're very close to support. So maybe Baytex gets the podium. Tamarack gets the silver, and gear gets the bronze, but they're all trending. So this is what I would call a popcorn move, right? Where you buy all three and you wait for the popcorn kernels to pop and take profits based on whoever jacks first. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. both are trending in the correct position. I think Baytex might have the higher potential for the move up and higher growth because it's much closer to the 350 moving average. And GXE and TVE, well, I guess maybe percentages they're closer. Well, let's do that too. Why not? Percent. So price to the 350, 48% down to it. $49 down to it, roughly the same. Yeah, 40% down to it. So I think this might have a better chance at taking off. Now that's down. How much percent are we up above the 200? So we are 73%. Oof, that's past the 618. 103%. That's starting to seem a little more obvious and comply. And 99%. So I don't know. I think Baytex has the higher chance for a beta move to the upside, maybe another 30%. And is that the 350 up here? Look at that. My God, 100%. So I think maybe Baytex is lagging and the potential is there. But again, popcorn move, right? All three are doing well until they are not doing well. So setting stops once you see the bounce, setting a stop there would be good. Same thing, we're looking for the bounce. And technically we don't have a bounce yet. And this one is starting the bounce. So once we see the bounce, and I'm thinking it's going to be at this price level, once we get moving, then you set the stop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything else. I hope that was enough information for everybody to check out what their options are with regards to energy. But I will create the thumbnail to there. Oh yes, let's square the range, shall we? Or right there. What's the lowest point? Square off of here. So the way I was doing the GAN box is this squaring range here is usually this move. And then we try and find support. It'll either be a trend line or an angle of price and time. And it seems to be lining up here. So this may be resistance moving into the future as we continue. And this range may be support. Now, if I get the GAN box and let's just bring that back a bit. If I get the GAN box and just try and square off down here, and we clone, and just try and match up. That lines up there. That kind of lines up there, but now I want to say that there's a potential channel forming here, right? So we don't want this to go too parabolic. We want to try and find a lower angle of support so that this thing can continue, just like all the other assets. And if we do one of these, we've got this wedge of resistance, and that does seem to line up as potential angle of support moving forward. So let's get rid of that. Oops, delete, 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 and delete. So now you'll see how I form these crazy little lines in space as to where I think price is going to be attracted to. So there is a range of expansion happening here until it fails, and then we will look at a lower level. But you can almost see how this lines up as well, right? Like that was our angle of support until it broke down. And then our next angle of support to break down will be right about there. But I think our bounce is going to be somewhere around here as we continue. And I deleted my rabbit hole. Anyway, 16 minutes. I just can't seem to comply with trying to keep it short and sweet. But that is what I see with regards to those stocks. And we'll keep that as the thumbnail. Anyways, that's it for the three: TVE, GXE, and BTE. Trade safe.